Hello and welcome everybody. We have the global app patch notes from March 6th, 2026. So we got some class changes. In the case of Sork, we're having some changes. The Waves of Darkness is getting its damage nerfed by 8%. The Darkness of Karma and the Black Spirit Darkness of Karma is getting its damage increased from 29.5 to 33.9. Shadow Eruption, Pull, and the Black Spirit Shadow Eruption, both are getting an increase from 31.8 to 33.4. And then the Water of the Dead, the damage application on the Spinning Strike has also been changed from 27.4 to 31. So overall, some filler skills going up in damage and a big damage skill going down. This could be a bit of a balancing. Then we have Tamer being changed, so the role in PvP while mounted is being adjusted. They've adjusted the excessively high damage reduction rate that previously allowed Tamer to take little to no damage and improve the effects, controls, and skill combos while riding High Long. In particular, Tamer can now use the mobility from the legendary beasts and Surging Tide to break into enemy lines and disrupt formations. In addition, changes to certain skill effects will allow Tamer to better support allies while they're attacking. So this is going to be a complicated one, so strap in. We have the command follow me. The cooldown has been changed from 60 to 20 seconds. The effect that significantly reduces the damage taken by, I think that's High Long while riding the... Oh no, Tamer while riding High Long has been removed. The damage reduction rate for the Tamer while riding the High Long has been changed to be applied as 10%. The High Long Cutting Leaves, they added a 20% critical hit chance effect, applies to players only. The High Long, they've added the ability to perform a forward movement attack when left-clicking after burning the breath. And on the Flow, they changed to have a separate damage amount when learning the Black Wolf summoning skill. So here, it used to be charge hit damage 1300%. Now it's charge hit damage 2700 when learning the Black Wolf summoning skill. Going for the Black Wolf Space Lightning, they've added the ability to recover 200 HP for a total of 5 times while using a skill. The plus 36 evasion for 10 seconds when using a skill has been removed. The effect has been transferred to the Black Wolf Scratch skill. The description of the control keys has been changed from Q to hold Q to match the actual control of Space Lightning and Black Wolf Space Lightning, or High Long Space Lightning. Then we also have High Long Scratch. They added an effect that increased all evasion by plus 36, as mentioned above. They added a plus 50% critical hit chance effect. When a hit is successful, the amount of health recovered has been increased from plus 38 to 150. The stiffness effect has been changed to only be PvE only, and they changed it so that the damage dealt is reduced when used during cooldown. And finally, they've changed to have a separate damage amount when learning the High Long summoning skill. So again, hit damage 1775 going to 3605. High Long swinging the whip has been improved to allow faster combos after using evasive moves. The attack range of the skill has been moved forward to match the effect, and the hit has been changed to be applied at the point where High Long actually attacks. The 20% critical hit chance effect, which was only applicable to monsters, has been changed to only apply to players. Burning the Breath, when the skill is activated, it has been changed to activate with quick movement, just like when used in conjunction with other skills. Accordingly, when the skill is activated, it attacks forward without moving backwards. And after using the skill when you left click, you will move forward and perform the dashing strike of the Leaf Slash skill. The plus 36 effect that increased the all evasion for 10 seconds has also been removed. It has been moved over to the evasion movement skill, which we'll get to right after this. When a hit is successful, the status effect has been changed from floating, applies only to monsters, to a knockdown. And it seems that the knockdown might actually be for PvE and PvP. It is a little bit ambiguous on the phrasing. Talking about the High Long evasion move, the skill cooldown has been changed from 5 to 2 seconds. They added an effect to increase the all evasion of plus 36 for 10 seconds. After using a skill, High Long Zero Tapki skill has been improved to allow for quick movement, and the Whip Swing has been improved to allow for faster chaining. The movement distance when used backwards has been increased to match the movement distance when used left or right. When right-clicking with an A and D after evasion, the Black Wolf Scratch will activate instead of the Whip Swing, according to the input control key. Talking about the High Long Zero Tapki skill, the bound effect has been changed to apply only to monsters. The skill's strike range has been changed to match the actual effect. They added an effect of increased magic attack power of plus 22 for 10 seconds. The 20% critical hit chance effect has been removed. The amount of health recovered on a successful hit has been changed from 50 to 125. And they added the effect of plus 20% critical hit rate when learning the skill to summon the Hai Long. So again, if you unlock the certain skill, it'll bring it back. Then we also have the Hai Long, the Rising Wave. They added a knockback effect when hits is successful. When acquiring the skill Rising Wave, the effect can be activated up to 2 times, so the same effect applies when additionally activated. It's also been improved so that when you hit an enemy with the charge while charging, the last hit damage is immediately applied. They added an effect that reduced the all evasion by 36 for 10 seconds when a hit is successful. Also a 20% movement speed reduction for 5 seconds. And when using a skill has been changed to consume 200 stamina instead of 80 spirit. And the 200 stamina consumed on the flow for additional activations remains the same as before due to the effect that it can be activated up to 2 times. Hai Long, Lightning of the Earth. The effect of reducing all damage by minus 20 on successful hit has been changed to minus 25. The amount of health recovered has also been increased from 60 to 175. And after using a skill, it has been improved to allow faster linking with the Burning Breath. And the text for the critical hit chance has been changed to not apply during cooldown to match the actual skill effect. Hai Long, the Heartbeat of Terror. They added a down smash effect to the skill. The speed of the skill movements and camera effects has also been changed. Hai Long Claw Raise, the down attack effect has been added. After the Lion, the control keys for the skill have been changed from Shift E to Shift C to match the same control keys for the skill of Golden Orang. The skill strike range has been changed to match the actual effect. They also added a stun, and when a hit is successful, the health and mental power recovery for each hit has been removed. Hai Long Divine Step as well, changed so that it can be linked to evasive moves and scratch skills at any time while moving. It's been improved. They've improved the rotation of Hai Long towards the camera when starting the skill, and the speed at which Hai Long rotates towards the camera has been increased. Then 2 more skills. We have Hai Long the Rising Wave. After using other skills, it has been improved to allow faster changing with the Rising Wave skill. Claw Raise, again, after using a skill, the Tapki skill has been improved to allow for quick movement. Moving on, we have a change for Kunoichi Awakening. They've adjusted how certain skills are activated so the movement distance is easier to gauge. In addition, the CC effect of the Chakram's Rise has been changed to enable new knockdown combos. So going into it straight away, we have the Moon Sway. After using the Moon Chain, it has been improved to connect smoothly with the following: Tendon Cutting, Goblin Step, Light Shoe, and Crescent Slash. Wolyongbi has been improved to connect smoothly after using other awakening skills. It has been changed so that you must maintain the aim state to move to the target. The time it takes for invincibility to take effect has been increased by approximately 0.16 seconds, and the skill's cooldown has been changed from 7 to 6. Shocking, the distance and speed at which Moonlight Travel has been increased. Improved the skill can lead to a much smoother transition to another, and the damage of the skill has been changed. So here we can see an increase from 2,607 to 4,067. 4,067, sorry. Then we have the Salmo, the movement that they canceled, the movement that canceled the movement of throwing the Saha wheel after the certain skill has been removed and has been changed to always move after the wheel. Accordingly, the activation speed of the skill has been increased. It's also been changed so that damage is applied even when throwing the wheel. The movement method has also been changed so that if you use a skill, you cannot pass through the target, and if you collide with an enemy while moving, the skill ends on the spot. So accordingly, the ability to stop movement by left-clicking has been removed. So here we can watch it. It used to do a dash. Here, now it stops on the little character there. When using the skill, an effect of plus 24 to all evasion for 10 seconds has also been added. Then we have the flow tip. The status effect has been changed from floating to a knockdown. The air attack effect has been removed. They added the ability to link by holding the right click after using the Moonlit Beast skill. The activation speed of the skill has also been increased, and after using a skill, the following skills have been improved to smoothly connect again. So we have the Goblin Step, Moonlight Rain, and the Woodblock Clone, or Block Jump. Then we have the damage of the skill being adjusted from 29.57 to 35%. Yakyungtan, the damage has also been changed, so the critical hit chance 100 applies to monsters. Damage applied in PvP is 50.85. This has now been changed to a general critical hit chance of 100%, but the damage application rate has been has been changed on PvP to 37.7. And then we have finally the Flow Woodball clone. The skill's melee attack power increase effect has been changed from plus 12 to 24. Guardian is getting another pass, so for Guardian Succession, they've improved the overall survivability to better fit the shield bearing concept. While the ally support effect of the Black Blood Circle has been removed, they've adjusted the effect of Succession Dragon's Calling, so Guardian can hold out on enemy lines and hinder foes with movement speed reduction. So here we have the main weapon inheritance, the Dragon's Mission. The amount of health recovered when a hit is successful with a one-handed attack skill has been changed from 100 to 200, and with the 200 from 200 to 400. The defensive posture, the all damage plus 20 effect, applied when using the skill has been changed to apply as plus 40 when in a inherited state. I actually believe that's in succession. The Realm of the Black Blood, the damage reduction of increased effect applied to allies and yourself within the range when using a skill has been removed. It has been now changed that the damage is applied while maintaining the area. Accordingly, enemies hit while maintaining the area will have the effect of the Dragon's Mission applied. The effect skill of the Dragon's Mission that restored life on successful hit does not apply. The damage reduction rate while using a skill in Super Armor has been changed to 30%. Omoa's Realm, the Super Armor has been added. They also added an effect that restores your own health by 2,500 when using a skill. The attack range of the skill has been changed to match the actual effect, and the skill's cooldown has been changed from 20 to 50 seconds. Omoa's Flame, they added a forward guard effect to the skill. All speed reduction effects on successful hits have been removed. It's been changed so that attacks are always applied at the designated location regardless of the aiming point, and the attack range of the second hit has been increased, and the skill's cooldown has changed from 18 to 9 seconds. So here we can see the axe throw and it does the explosion. Solid Execution, a forward guard effect has been added when using a skill, and the bound effect has been changed to apply only to monsters. Down smash effect has been removed. When a hit is successful, the melee damage reduction effect has been changed from -20 to -20 all damage reduction. When acquiring a skill, the advanced solid execution skill will be activated instead of this one, and the skill's cooldown has also changed from 22 to 9 seconds. And then we have Taysan's Echo finally. They added the ability to activate it instead of the Mountain Echo if it's on cooldown, and the smooth connection to the Sonulim skill after using a skill, and the ability to link into Sonulim 2 after using. Then we have a small change on Sage Succession. The Prime Rift Chain to vanish completely from an enemy sight and reposition. Combined with Super Armor, this allowed Sage to maintain defensive effects through most actions while looking for CC opportunities. To introduce more risk when Prime Rift Chain is on cooldown, they changed the Dimensional Compression defensive effect from Super Armor to a forward guard. So there is a reduction there. Drakania, we have some adjustments. So Drakania Awakening has been adjusted to balance the overpowered Dragon Blood tip of the scale and further define the roles of her Hexy Blood and Dragon Blood skills. Previously, Dragon Blood tip of the scale combined wide range knockdown with Drakania's Awakening mobility, which led to the function as an engage AoE CC that could also bypass opponent's forward guard. Accordingly, they've reduced the effect of Dragon Blood tip of the scale. Dragon Blood skills have been adjusted to maintain defensive effects and focus on patiently looking for openings. In contrast, Hexiblood skills have been adjusted to use quick actions to apply CC to a small number of enemies, then commit to a fast, heavy damage in exchange. Here we have a small change also affecting Succession, at least it seems that way. The Azure Onslaught, the stiffness effect has been changed to apply only to monsters. However, in the case of the Inheritance, which I believe is the Succession, the Prime Blue Onslaught or Azure Onslaught skill has been added to maintain the stiffness. So it does seem that Succession gets to keep the WE stiffness CC, which is a great engage on Succession, but it seems that Awakening is losing it. Then going into actual Awakening, we have the Reverse Scale Stab. The Super R effect has been added while using the skill. Accordingly, the knockdown effect has been changed to apply only to monsters. The skill has been changed to always activate with increased movement distance, and 150 stamina will be consumed when the skill is activated. It's also been changed so that the character no longer rotates according to the camera rotation from the moment movement begins. The damage application ratio has also been adjusted from 41.27 to 30%. So damage reduction there. The Black Spirit damage ratio is from 41.26 to 24.8, so also another reduction. Dragon, the spear that pierces a storm. A forward guard effect has been added while using a skill, and the stun effect has been changed to be PvE only. Down smash has also been removed. Damage application ratio from 40.9 is changed to 32.3, so again damage down. The Charge of Destruction, I believe this is the Hexi mode. A super armor effect has been added while using a skill. Accordingly, the floating effect has been changed to also be PvE only. When learning the skill Assault of Destruction, the floating effect is still PvP active. A Sharp Declaration Hexi mode. The damage application of the Sharp Proclamation skill in PvP has been changed. So it used to be on the first and second 39% with 46 on the third. Now it is first and second at 40% and 59% on the third hit. The Flow Clause of the Spleen damage application rate has been changed from 41.05 to 46.5. Then the Spirit that Pierces a Storm, Hexablood, we have adjustments as well. So the first and second used to be 43 and 45 on the third. Now it is 44 and 51 for the first and second 44, third 51. Storm attack, when a hit is successful, the floating effect has been changed to a knockdown, and also when a hit is successful, the air attack is deleted and the down attack is applied to both the first and second hit. On the calling skill, they added a super armor effect while using a skill, and the activation speed has been increased. The attack range has been increased to match the effect. Movement distance has also been reduced, and it's been changed that it can be linked to other skills after the attack is applied. Class modifications and changes. Guardian Succession, an issue where the description of the advanced skill did not match the actual effect, has been corrected. Then on the Alma's Realm, it did not match the actual effect as well. Drakania, an issue where the amount of stamina consumed when using this call skill was less than the amount indicated. This has been fixed. They also fixed an issue where the floating effect would not be applied intermittently when the Piercing Spear skill was used immediately after another. Kunoichi and Ninja, the description of operating skills that can only be used by Ninja and Kunoichi has been supplemented. Kunoichi, they fixed an issue where the Moonlit skill would occasionally move beyond the target and attack. The phenomenon where the description of the spinning effect was not applied and remained in the description of the Salmo technique has been fixed. Shocking Strike Flow on Kunoichi, the description of the circular dance technique has been modified to display the description related to summoned entity separately. And on Wizard and Witch, the skill description has been improved to make it easier to understand the effects of the skill that is strengthened when summoning the summon. So during Awakening, which is the Wizard, for Wizard, Water Curtain Burst, Karma, Catastrophe, the Anne's Guide, Fireball of Destruction, and in the case of Witch, Balance Break, Wave of Cracks, Lightning Storm, Current Wave, and Trial of Shackles. Going into the monster changes, additional ways to obtain titles has been added. So the Sauna Destroyer, the Ornithologist, Demonic Eyes, Naked, and Perturm Executor have all been adjusted. So here we have the Saunil Siege Captain finally giving the title. You need to kill him 24 times for the final title. In the case of the Perturm, after completing the Idana's Descendants, you can summon the Ancient Perturm from the Atosa. Defeating the Ancient Perturm who gained its power a specific number of times will give you the title. It is pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4. In the case of Black Shrine, we have a small change on the Dogshini. The Battle of the Dogshini, I think this is 8, 9, and 10. If you survive a fatal attack that occurs when you fail a certain gimmick, the battle will now continue without stopping. However, at this time, the Dark Spirit enters a Berserk state with increased damage and defense power. Then we have the really big change. So we have War of the Roses changes, and there we're having quite a lot happening. So they're trying to ease the burden of recruiting the leader guild. They've strengthened the personnel allocation system. So also adjusting the map. Let's go through this. We have the rules of engagement changes and improvements. So the number of participants has been changed to include heroes of the battle. It has been changed to 30 to 100. And the third legion has been changed from 200 up to 270 people per faction. So definitely an increase there. The application times have not changed, but the Guild Alliance declared as the leader must confirm the number of participants in the leader guild by 3:05 on a Sunday. The and no changes are allowed after the confirmation. Application conditions for the participation. Any guild and alliance that has won at least one base occupation battle in the past 2 weeks can apply, excluding the lowest level restricted bases. And points earned upon victory are accumulated, so that has not changed. Total attack power of 700 for AP/DP for the 3rd Legion. Application fee has been changed from 10 to 5 billion. The application for 3rd Legion has not been changed. And then finally, on the notes, for the 3rd Legion, the additional participants selected to replace the insufficient number of participants in the Leader Guild will belong to the 3rd Legion and will receive 3rd Legion rewards. A system for selecting the additional 3rd Legion has been added, so when the number of participants in the Leader Guild is less than 100, additional members will be selected. Here we can have only when the number of participants in the 3rd Legion exceeds 200, 400 in total for each faction, additional participants from the Leader Guild will be selected. Since the role of the Leader Guild is important, there must be at least 30 participants belonging to the Leader Guild, and the maximum number of additional selections is 70. Accordingly, the max number of participants for the 3rd Legion has been changed to 200 to 270. The additional participants selected to replace the insufficient numbers, and the rewards are also received 3rd Legion. So here we see some examples, but overall it just fills up. The application fee for the leading guild has been changed from 10 to 5 billion, as mentioned. The starting from 305 on a Sunday when the 3rd Legion number is confirmed. Team chat will be activated now. The leading guild information for the 3rd Legion adventures through the Rose War unit composition UI will be able to check. And the unit composition has been improved to allow you to check the Stellari ranking who are not logged in. So apparently you can check some rankings. Before the War of the Roses begins, the Leader Guild can change participants through the participation non-participation application button. And after the war begins, it is not possible anymore. They're also changing the sanctuary count and sanctuary count adjustments, buff effect changes, and participation rewards. So first off, here we can see the map change. Pretty much the entire upper section is disappearing, and only the bottom sections are remaining. The number of sanctuaries has been changed from 10 to 7 per faction. Accordingly, the position of some abandoned cannons have been adjusted. Some of the monster compositions and locations that appear when occupying the sanctuary have also been changed. So in total, there are 14 sanctuaries, and monsters appear at each one. The Lightless Relic remains. The Commander-in-Chief at both places will now have 1.8 times the attack power. To capture the enemy, you must still take over the sanctuary or kill the monsters. When you attack a sanctuary occupied by the enemy forces, a successful capture it as an ally sanctuary and the guardian monster appears, and it will receive invincibility for 3 minutes. Then we have, the Gyfin being deleted, and the Calc being deleted on the Odalita side. Sanctuary buff effects obtained when occupying a sanctuary have been changed, so pretty much when all sanctuaries are occupied, the total amount of buff effects that can be obtained remains the same. Effectively, they've just removed the upper nodes, and they've spread it into the other nodes. The first node in front of each base gives you the biggest benefit with the max HP, AP, and DP. Then the second one gives you the BSR. And then we have just HP increase and recovery and all evasion. More all evasion, attack speed increases, movement speed increases, and the all hit power on the final one. Then we have some adjustments for the increase. So we have on the leading guild 20 new traces. In the case of the 3rd Legion, the gold bars is being increased from 2 to 3 on a victory with 20 traces. In the case of a loss, 1 to 2. The 500 mil have been removed. Same thing for the up, so we're getting 500 mil more. And the traces have changed from 7 to 15 on a loss. On the liberation, and 5 to 10 on a loss. And again, here we also see 500 mil increase. In the case of the leading guild, only the loss is being increased by 500 mil, and the trace is going from 20 to 30, 25 to 35 on the liberation. So overall, a increase of traces and a bit of money. Quests and knowledge to facilitate smoother completion of the Ancient Ruins investigation quest. The NPC who accepts the quest has been changed. So the quest area display function has been improved to make it easier. And some dialogue between the Olvi Academy's Zaplinus NPC and Lucky Hour have been modified. The issue with the following knowledge could not be acquired in the Land of Moon and Light has been fixed. The Whale Island, Water Ghost Rock, Drifting Boat, and Old Book. Then the weekly preparation for the departure quest, which can no longer be accepted due to the reorganization of the Sakraya Underwater Ruins, has been removed from the quest list. Background NPC and effects and cutscenes. Liana has now moved from the top of Altanova to near the gate of the main stable keeper for her convenience. Some dialogue displayed when first talking to NPCs below has been changed. This is Marian, Cal, Hamid, and Jackson. An issue with the background of Gaifin Razia Temple was displayed awkwardly has been fixed. And in Sakraya Underwater Ruins, they added an effect to distinguish the hunting ground and the underwater boundaries some better, a little bit more. Then we have one of the bigger UI changes. This is the small trade change. So we are getting a sell same type function, even if your inventory contains mixed trade items. So here you can, in the case of fish, if you really want to sell fish of a certain value at one spot and keep the others, you can now go for that, selling just that fish type after bargaining, and then keeping the rest to sell elsewhere. This is definitely a small change, but it does allow you to min-max your money a little bit. You can now also use various content features on the world map more easily through shortcut keys. So whether you're checking your horse to the stables while checking automatic movement path for training, bartering UI, you can now set up necessary functions with easy shortcut keys. So pretty much after entering the world map, press the control key to display the shortcut tooltip. Pressing the key indicates the tooltip along with the control or control shift will open the corresponding menu, and you can change the key to your desired one by pressing the gear button at the bottom right. However, the control and control shift combination keys are fixed and cannot be changed. The Captain's Command minigame UI has been changed to not be displayed when boarding a galley of another guild within an alliance. So sadly, instead of fixing the minigame, they actually decided to just block the minigame from alliance members. Bit of a letdown there. System-wise, the loading speed of the Solar Sphere replay feature has been improved. Stability of the snowboard replay feature has also been improved. And then finally, we get into some fixes and changes, nothing too major. So on lawn, there was a armor issue with the shoulder pattern. The issue of maximum health being lowered on blue battlefield has been fixed. An issue with the world map could not be only be closed with the escape key when clicking to close has been fixed. Issue with the warehouse icon that can be seen by clicking on a major city would disappear after entering the production base. An issue where the hide fairy setting was not applied with the Requiem and Soul Fairy appearance state has been fixed. An issue with the amount of blackstones obtained when extracting blackstones from armor items was less than the actual amount obtained. Then they fixed an issue where annexes could not be installed in certain locations at Lake Kaya. An issue where the increased value was set to +10 instead of +9 when using Refined Origin of Predation. Increased value of 291 has been fixed. And then some scroll issue where scrolling would not work for the fairy cooking elixir auto use settings, and an issue with the daily hunting wild Drakania quest could be accepted while the daily hunting wild Narsian quest was being accepted as well. Going into the TLDR, world map changes, shortcuts, always nice. The trading, very min-maxy, unsure if that's actually going to do something. Background, definitely good, same thing for the quests. The rewards of where the road is going up is very, very nice, but at the same time, I am a little bit disappointed with the map reduction, but it should force more movement through the center points, especially by minimizing the battle area a little bit. I do hope this finally gets the AFK guild removed by the forcing them to either show with their full number and then just stand there and actually waste their time instead of just not showing up. Maybe the Third Legion can actually push enough to actually get a win and make the fight more interesting again. Finally, the changes up here, titles finally being available. These have been blocked for a while. The Salno Siege Captain has actually not been available for over a year now. Class changes. I think Awakened Drakania is getting hurt pretty bad. I am happy, or at least I'm happy that it seems like Succession gets to keep its stiffness on the Succession skill. Sage definitely getting a hit with this. The Guardian, could go either way, I feel, but it's hard to tell. I'm not very well versed with Guardian. Then we have the Kunoichi changes. It seems like a buff, but at the same time, I'm not sure if she really needed it. Tamer definitely being adjusted in a big way. We're gonna have to see how that affects it. But the damage reduction being removed or lowered significantly can already be an interesting. In the case of Sork, as mentioned, 3 filler skills getting a bit of extra damage, that is nice, but at the same time, the big damage getting lowered, it could bring them more in line and make it less annoying to fight a Sork. But we're gonna see. Don't forget to leave a comment if you know where this location is on the patch note image. Uh, just see if you know, and otherwise I'll see you around, and the best of luck.